Welcome back to Total Off-Road. We're here at our Norcross location. We've got a 23 Toyota 4Runner that came in. This customer loves us so much. He had a lift put on by us, and he also did tires. That didn't work. He had to come back and get another lift because he's realizing that he's off-roading way more than he should. So now he came back to get a bumper and a winch, but I want to introduce you guys to two management. These guys are great. They're helping take our Norcross location to the next level right now. Nick is our manager over here at our Norcross location. And Derek, go ahead and tell them who you are, brother.
I'm the regional of the South Side for Total Off-Road. I'm from Atlanta all the way to Baton Rouge. We take pride in our customer service, and one thing that we can guarantee is we're gonna make sure you're happy at the end of your trail. This customer came to us, they wanted to try out off-roading, so we used the least expensive kit to put on this vehicle. He used it, he figured out real quickly that he wants to wheel it just a little bit harder. So he came back to us, we swapped the lift out, we put an excellent Dobson kit on this thing so he could really get down the trail and really see what this 4Runner is about. Nick, I'm gonna let you tell us a little bit about the lift kit.
Yeah, so Dobson's kit that we went with is a 3.5-inch kit. So it puts all brand new coilovers in there. You can get the Dobson springs with different load capacities. So we kind of went with the light in the front and the medium in the rear, so give it a little bit more lift in the rear. From Dobson's, you can actually have them preloaded before you build everything there, so you don't have to do the work at your store, but it helps out when you put it all together. Great lift, comes with control arms, top of the line stuff, rides great. Customer was very pleased with it. As soon as we got done with it, he took it off-road. He said his wife went and jumped at the tree stump, and it did perfect. We're gonna do an RCI middle front bumper with a WARN Wench on it, so you can get him out of those tight spots if he ever gets stuck in it.
I'm gonna show you guys how we do it. We got our mechanics in the back. We're excited to get it started. Let's get to it.
That's how I got these two black air blues trucks. He picked me up on his car and he put me in the back.
Guys, so I got Brad here. He's our tech that's gonna be working on the 4Runner. And this dude is absolutely awesome. He's been with us for like a year and a half. The thing about Brad, cars come in, they don't come back after you work on them.
No, sir. I make sure I get everything completed 100%, make sure everything's right.
Yeah.
No comebacks for any of that. The only comeback I want to see for them is they come back to get, more stuff done, or they got friends coming.
Brad takes care of so many things around the shop, like not just specifically lifts or anything. Brad, I'm gonna let you get started here, bro. And you got wiring, we got some, is this the light, dude?
Yeah, this is the light bar. It'll be tucked up behind here with the RCI that'll glow.
Oh,
there,
let's
and
go.
the winch will go right here.
Do you know if this is an ember light or is it just like a...
I believe it's just a regular LED light.
We got a winch right there too.
It has the Bluetooth remote too.
Oh,
behind
no
it.
way, bro.
So it's battery operated, comes with the Bluetooth remote. It has a mode for either cable powered or Bluetooth, and you can switch the which way the cable wants to go with these two buttons. It's really great because you don't have to get out of your vehicle and get underneath and try and plug this pesky harness up into the...
We see it all the time, guys, off-roading, dude. It's like it's an absolute, like, it's not a pain, guys, but it's not as fun. I didn't even know we had a Bluetooth WARN setup here for the WARN winches. That is really cool. So any of you guys that are interested in this, hit us up. I'm not gonna hold Brad up anymore. He's got to get his stuff going. Thanks again, dude.
Yeah, no problem.
Having great progress. Let's take a look and let's see what's going on, dude. Look at the travel in the back of this 4Runner. My goodness. Guys, this is a lot of travel. Sorry, I know I'm geeking out a little bit, but that ain't bad in the rear. Now here's the deal, when it comes to Toyotas, all the flex comes in the rear because, obviously it's solid axle in the rear, right? But front's got an independent front suspension. One thing people don't love about Toyotas is that the arch gap isn't really big, right? So you technically rub a lot, but don't worry about that because Toyotas, all their flex comes in the rear. That's where the money's at. Back on topic, front bumper's off, we got everything off. It hasn't even been long, it's probably been 30-35 minutes and Brad is tearing it up. And Brad, what are you doing right now, bro? You just preparing light bar and stuff?
Yeah, preparing the light bar. This light bar has to go on first and then fair lead for the winch before we were able to put the winch on.
Cool, good deal. Then there's Nick. Progress is looking really good. This dude is absolutely killing it. For anybody wondering, there's your airbag sensors right there. So if you're off-roading, as long as the damage doesn't come into this part of the bumper, you're gonna be fine. Airbags won't deploy for anybody that's wondering. For anybody that's curious on how much suspension travel we have in the front and rear, we got a tape measure right here. I'm assuming the front we've got like 12 probably in the front here. Right at 9.5, full extended 9.5, and then the rear we've got 13 inches. Now remember, that's to the fender. The tires will tuck a little bit underneath. Not much because they're wide. Yeah, they might tuck a little bit under there. Dobinson, baby. All right, so we're gonna let Brad get back to it and continue doing his thing, but things looking really good on this thing. Super excited to see how it turns out.
We're now putting on the winch. We got the light bar all tightened up. We got the fair lead on the front here through.
So it looks good. Looks really good.
Now it's just time to put this on, tighten it up, and then we'll go from there.
He's got the winch put on, and he's got the light bar put on too. At that point, we don't have too much more left. Me and Nick, we're about to go get some lunch. If you guys haven't been to Don Pedro's, this is a shameless plug. If you guys haven't been to Don Pedro's in Norcross, you should go.
Yes, sir.
Well, trimming, so we can fit the winch in here. And then after the trimming, I'm gonna have to readjust some of these lines here. Okay. So the control box doesn't hit them. So this is just adjustment for everything and all the accessories for this bumper.
Yeah, he's doing a killer job. This is all gonna come off. We're following instructions, making sure everything is done exactly the way it should be done. So he's got all the WARN Wench mounted up on the bumper. I think he's got everything tight. Yeah, it's nice and tight there. We'll probably retorque everything, get the light on there, nice and tight. Now it's time to eat. We are making progress. We've got the WARN Wench on. We've got the RCI bumper. We've got LEDs mounted up in there. We got the bumper over here, the original Toyota bumper, and it's all trimmed up nice and clean. And I think we're actually gonna clean up even more. It looks really good now, but I think we're gonna go in there with a little tool and just make sure everything is really nice and smooth. We've got the rigid lights all hooked up. And I think we got the wiring done pretty much. Everything is converted really nice connectors. Nothing's gonna be ragged out. Everything's gonna look smooth here. We still have some wiring that we have to finish up here, but so far everything is looking really good. We're almost done with it and we just got some more pushing to do.
John's kind of connection.
It is Saturday. We got a customer coming later to pick up his 4Runner, but we had to do some stuff to make these tires fit, and I got Brandon here that made everything happen. We had to do some cutting here, and Brandon's gonna go into detail and talk about what exactly went down here.
When you do the lifts on these Toyotas, a lot of the times what you run into, you put the bigger tires on, is you'll go to turn and the wheel will rub on the body mount. So they actually make a body mount shop. This little metal plate.
Okay.
And you will take that, but you cut down and across and take a piece of the body mount off.
Yep.
And then you'll take this plate and weld it in. Sometimes you got to heat up these edges and mush it around.
Yeah.
Kind of manipulate the metal.
And guys, this is actually the piece right here.
That is actually one piece. That would be the rest.
Gotcha. So guys, so what happens, anytime you're putting oversized tires on these 4Runners, you have this piece that kind of comes in here, right here. Yep. If I remember right, that other piece sticks out a little bit right here. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You cut in and across and it leaves you with a cavity. Take one of these, pop it in there, and it sits kind of more on a kickback angle, so when you swing your tire,
yeah,
it doesn't rub.
Doesn't rub.
It's
Okay.
not kicked out.
Good.
Sometimes you got to persuade it a little bit to get some curves in there.
So anytime you're doing oversized tires, that's one thing over here, guys, at Total Off-Road, we will do what it takes to make stuff fit. That's the thing. A lot of shops might not cut. They might not have a guy like Brandon here that can do this stuff. We obviously have a welder. We'll do whatever it takes to get it under there. Bumper mounted up. Got a little skid plate there. These are clean, man.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So yeah, we got really nice mounting there. That mounts up, and that mounts up to the frame. If anybody's curious, that's how they should always mount up. You can see right there. Nice and sturdy, not gonna go anywhere. On the RCI here, you have support in the rear. So if you do hit something, you've got to bend all that before it gives down here. Then we got the WARN Wench on there, and it's like a 10.
Yeah, I do believe that's a 10.
So we got a 10 on there, so more than capable of whatever this thing's gonna need. What's up, bro?
What up?
This dude knocked it out. He absolutely killed it. Yeah, we got a good team over here at the Norcross location, and what we got left on it, man?
Basically all we have to do left is slap the bumper back on and then tighten everything up to make sure it fits nice and snug. All that's left is just finish up wiring all the other lights. I don't know if you caught this, but he's getting new
Dude, it looks so
rigid
clean.
fog
Yeah,
lights
new
and
rigids.
the fang lights too.
Oh, I didn't even see
But-
that. Get out of here.
Yeah,
There we
so
go.
as soon as the markers come on, all that'll light up. The rigid lights are going to go to the factory fog light switch.
Okay.
So that'll just have a factory function to it.
So the thing at Total Off-Road, when we tell a customer that we're gonna have something done on a certain day, we hold our word to it. Check this out. We're supposed to be out of here at 3 o'clock. It's 3:27. Brandon's back there making it happen. We've got the wiring done on it, cleaning everything up, finishing it up, but we are gonna have this thing done today. It's gonna happen. Everything's looking really nice. For anybody that wants to know what a 4Runner looks like underneath, here you go. That's your front diff. Someone can tell me exactly what this is for. I already know what it's for, but still drop it down in the comments. Is that your oil filter? What is that? Interesting, interesting. Again, one of the smallest oil pans you can get your hands on in today's time. This is my hand. All right.
Raleigh says no bulbs.
No way. All right, so basically we need a bulb and everyone's busy. So I'm here. It's really important to get things done. So we need a bulb. The guys are in the back. We're gonna go to AutoZone right up the street and get a bulb real quick. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but we're looking for 744 NA bulb, and they don't have it right. We do not have those here. Shucks. You know it's bad when AutoZone doesn't have it. So basically, AutoZone doesn't have the bulb. Getting back in the Volvo. We're getting out of here. One thing on my mind. All right, guys, a little update. Bumper on, the front end on, got it jacked up. Customer decided that he wanted to drop the front diff. Now, we don't really think he needs it, but the customer is always right, so we will drop it. So we got it taped off so that we don't scratch anything. Customer decided to possibly step up tires. This customer loves us, so I mean, we take care of him. He's been in here quite a bit, and he loves the work we do, so he's trusting us to do more. And check this out. All this aftermarket is done and it's overbuilt, super strong stuff. I don't know if you guys can see up in there, but yeah, all the trailing arms and everything are done. Looks killer. That's the thing when it comes to Toyota people, they love keeping that stock look as much as possible, but just going overboard. This customer is trying to keep this thing as stock as possible, at least when it comes to appearance, but underneath, he wants it to be an absolute trail beast.
There we go, man.
Especially with that RCI. Take a look at that, guys.
Let's do it, man.
Great choice on these, man. These look.
Anything about Nick. Say all you want.
So one thing we just realized, we were dealing with the bumper kind of looking out of place for a minute. Brandon put it down on the ground. Because it's connected to the frame, it actually torqued the bumper and put it exactly where we need it. So it looks really clean and it looks a lot more flush. That looks awesome. We were kind of worried for a minute.
Come on around again. I think it's going to hit. Probably going to have to.
You ever have any problems with them steps on there?
No, we went over that tree. That's why I went over that tree.
Get out of here, man.
Man, it's a big old hey.
Yeah.
Man, she put it straight up there.
So we've got a lot more going on with this thing. We're gonna put 35s on it. Customer's gonna come back. He wants to do more suspension stuff. This guy's wild. This is our second time doing a lift. I said this earlier in the video. This is our second lift, like ASAP. Like he came in, took it out with a new lift, drove it for, I think it was like a week or something like that, came back and wanted another lift upgrade. This thing is definitely gonna come back for some more work, but this is a nasty looking 4Runner. We had to take the mud flaps off because they were rubbing slightly. We put the screws back in so that he can still have his flare stay on the fender. And then we've got to get some aftermarket mud flaps that avoid the fender here and kind of push back a little bit because we were rubbing right up in here. We don't want any rub at all, especially if we're going to upgrade tire down the road. All right, guys, right now, this is full lock on reverse. Full lock, no rub at all. All right, guys, back with Nick. We are done with the 4Runner. Nick, it turned out great, brother.
Oh, it turned out